Hello friends and family. I'm already at my last week here in Lyon, but I haven't even told you about my second week. So this week we learned a lot about the Middle Ages in Lyon, starting with a few churches, including the Saint Martin d'Anay. It was originally part of a big monastery compound in Lyon, where monks would live and work and pray. We learned a little about the architecture of churches, about the social structure during the Middle Ages, including the role of monks, and how important the artwork was inside each church. Most people during the Middle Ages couldn't read, so their information about the Bible came from the priests and all of the pictures of saints and stories on the walls and the windows and the sculptures. Like on the St. George's Church shown here, St. George is depicted on his horse slaying a dragon, and sculptures are even used to show street names or shops in the Middle Ages, like this one here. We visited St. Jean-Baptiste Cathedral again, although we didn't go inside. We learned about the Gothic-style architecture and how the builders reused some of the stones from the ancient Roman temples on the top of the hill to build it. So you can kind of see how the stone changes color halfway up when they ran out of material, and you can even see some of the remains of Roman writing on the stones of this wall. This spot is also unique because at one point there had to be 3 churches right next to each other, and you can still see the ruins of the 2 smaller ones today. So besides learning more about the history of Lyon, I also had a couple fun cultural experiences as well. So I tried escargot with some friends at dinner one night, which was a little weird, and I went to a traditional fromagerie, or a cheesemaker and seller, to learn all about how French cheese is made and all the different types. It was really interesting to hear her explain it to us, and we even got to try some. I didn't like all of the cheese, but it was definitely a really interesting and fun experience. I also visited several museums this week, but I'll end this short vlog with the first one, the Musée Gadenia. The museum is held in Gadenia's house, who was a rich banker, but the museum holds all sorts of artifacts from Roman times like these columns and sculptures, items from daily life during the Middle Ages like marriage certificates and pottery, painted dishes and tools, and even playing cards. There was a giant weaving machine that silk workers used, and paintings like this depicting the war in religion between Protestants and Catholics. There were also several really cool maps that showed what Lyon looked like in the Middle Ages, and you can see how the rivers in the land has changed. And my favorite was this peaceful painting of Fourvière and the Saône River in Lyon. So that was the first half of my second week here. I kept it short because it's a lot of history, but it's still so interesting. And I think one of my favorite things to do here is just to imagine what it would be like to live here as a monk, or as an architect building these really cool churches, or just to be a regular person living their life. And the city is so interesting, and I can't believe I'm already on my last week here. But with that said, I need to keep editing these other vlogs to move on to last week and even now. So, see you in the next one.